Alright, so I got the parts printed out for the drill press, and it's kind of wanted to show off what this looks like. You can see here's the inside of the drill. Some of the parts for the most part fit together kind of okay, but some of them don't fit perfectly, so I can't, for example, insert this into here. It does stay there, but it's just a little bit off, so it doesn't stick in properly. One of the things about this pink resin was that it was really reliable. My printer worked with it pretty well, and the problem, you know, I've never printed out parts that are supposed to be hard surface, and so fitting together things and knowing the tolerances and all of that this is the first for me. So a lot of the parts don't go together as nicely as I'd like I said. For example, like this little cap here, you know, this doesn't actually fit over very well. It doesn't actually matter because I can repair that easily, you know, with some epoxy, and so not actually a big deal. I'm pretty happy with, you know, these parts here. Like this came out really good. This came out pretty good. You know, these parts go like this, you know, so it all actually works pretty good. Now the drill is of course the most important mechanical part, and I had to drill the hole out larger because this wouldn't actually get inserted. It got stuck about halfway. Let's see if I can do this. And so I had to drill that out a little bit bigger, but that will work. That will be animatable, which is the key part. Now this gray resin, unfortunately, I never had any failed prints with this pink resin ever. Not one. But this new resin that Anycubic came out with, they didn't have settings for the printer I had because my printer is really old. And even though they manufactured the old printer, I had to guess the settings. And when I printed out the gray stuff, the gray parts, so I tried to print out like this one here twice, and it failed twice. And what else failed? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was maybe like this part or... Anyway, I tried to repeat print one of these because I wanted to see if I can get the parts to fit together better and be more accurate. But as you can see here from the side, there's like a little lip on the left front part of this. And that's supposed to be like straight across, perfectly straight. And that's because the supports didn't print properly, which I think it's temperature related. I'm not really sure because I had my exposure setting what I thought would be more than enough because it only requires, according to them, 2.5 seconds, and I tried using like, you know, 6-second you know, exposures on each layer, and the exposure was either too long and it would stick to the filament, or not the filament, the FEP, the film, and it would either stick to that or it wouldn't stick to the build plate. But anyways, to make a long story short, I'm probably gonna have to wait until the weather gets warmer before I print more stuff with this resin printer. Or I had to figure out another solution, like maybe having someone else print the parts in a heated facility where the resin, you know, won't be inhibited by the temperature. But you can see here, for example, this is, you know, this is not straight across. It's kind of like wavy, and it's almost like the left side is really thin and the right is thick, and that's why I wanted to reprint this one. And so, you know, I printed it at a different angle, something like this, you know, straight up and down, and it worked out pretty good. So it's still usable stuff, but it's very finicky, and I think more modern printers have a different light source that is a bit more powerful, and that's part of the reason why I think some of these were failing. But anyway, this is what I'm going to work with. I'm going to take these and I'm going to sand and file them, and I'm going to get them kind of cleaned up, and then I'm going to prime them and get them ready for paint. Okay, so the drill press is nearly done. All I need to do is I need to glue some of these parts on the top piece, this one and this one, and then I need to spray the whole thing with a what is this stuff? It's a matte varnish, just to kind of keep it from to protect it, also to make sure it doesn't get, you know, scraped and scratched. So I'm gonna do it with my airbrush. It's gonna be one of the last things I do. And so kind of, I can show you guys what I've done. So the inside here, with the light so you guys can see. What I did was I painted the inside with some black paint. And this is the Stuart Simple Black, which is one of the blackest blacks you can buy. It's almost like Vanta Black. And I painted it all inside, and you can see here in this hole what that looks like. And the reason for that was because inside you can see that there's it's an LED right here. And this LED was frosted using a little file. This is the file. And that was so that when I light this LED up, which is purple, it wouldn't just go forward, because they're designed to actually aim the light with the little lens on the end in the forward direction. So it's actually, you know, it's wired up. The wire that comes out the back is all, you know, it's partially because the design had wires coming out that way, and so that wire is going to be put to a 12-volt power source, and what it will do when we turn it on is we have puppet putty inside all of these little holes and things. Let's see if I can show you guys. So you can see how when light goes through there, how that lights up. And so the LED will light those up from the inside when I plug it in. The other thing I've done is I made this little handle, and this handle is made using a brass rod, and this part in the center is 3D printed, and then these are Delrin balls, which I drilled out, and it's animatable, so Jen can, you know, turn this to make the drill press, you know, go up or down. And I'm gonna put some sticky wax in there to hold that in place. And this is an actual real drill bit. This is a 1mm drill bit. And I use that to, the actual drill bit in there to drill holes to hold this wire in place so that it's, you know, kind of sturdy and it won't be flopping around during animation or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty much how it looks. And so, like I said, the last thing I gotta do is I'm gonna glue these guys in place. Oh, and I should mention, on the inside there, what I also did, so you notice that there's black on this side in that hole, and I painted the black on the inside of this to prevent light from coming, from shining through the 3D printed resin, because it's got some translucency to it. And then I put silver. So I put silver paint in there, and so the entire inside, when we cover this, is reflecting that LED light all around in there, so that these guys will have the best possibility of lighting up as bright as they can, just from the reflection bouncing around the inside. Alright, so here's the finished drill press, and I've got some power to it, so you can see how it lights up. And if I put it in the shadow, you can sort of see it looks a little bit more futuristic and sci-fi. That's kind of the goal for the film. Everything kind of has a sci-fi futuristic look to it. And you know, everything's, I've got like sticky wax on here for the part that comes down so it can be animated, as well as sticky wax on this guy, so that can be animated as well. This is still a little bit loose though, so I'll have to be really careful animating this part. So anyway, the next thing to do is, so I'm gonna have wires and stuff coming out the back, and these wires are just temporarily hooked up to here to my AC adapter. But I am gonna have to put a hole in the wall here, and then first I have to make a stand for it to sit on as well, and then I'll have like a quick release mechanism so I can slide it off of the set. So there it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and catch you all later.